Explosive allegations have surfaced at the Madlanga Commission, with the KwaZulu-Natal Hawks boss placing senior police figures and a controversial tender tycoon at the centre of serious claims. KZN Hawks head Lesetja Sonona has accused KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi of offering to halt investigations into tender tycoon Vusimuzi Matlala in exchange for intelligence on former Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sabir. Sonona told the Commission he overheard the alleged offer during a meeting at a Durban apartment.
There I heard that he also offered to hold allegations of attempted murder against Mr. Matlala for Tebogo Tobejane in exchange of information in relation to Lieutenant General Sabir.
Matlala was later arrested by the Political Killings Task Team and charged with the attempted murder of Tebogo Tobejane. Sonona also confirmed that he knows Matlala and described him as a younger brother, saying they met at his wedding in 2019, but denied helping him with any business interests, despite WhatsApp messages presented to the Commission showing communication about a property deal involving Sonona's son. Also today, 900 million rand hole in Mkhwanazi as KZN councils buckle under chaos and security costs. Film and TV performers move closer to real job security under labour law. Tourism numbers hit record highs with more than 10 million arrivals.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent.
900 million rand in irregular expenditure. Parliament has heard that Mkhwanazi municipality's financials are in big trouble as KwaZulu-Natal councils struggle with political instability and ballooning security costs. COGTA MEC Thulasizwe Buthelezi told the Parliamentary Oversight Committee that councillors' security is draining budgets while governance failures continue to cripple service delivery.
And all municipalities are spending above the norm for that.
Only 16% of municipalities in the province received clean audits last year. Civil society group Accountability Now has urged Parliament's ad hoc committee probing police corruption to push for an independent anti-corruption body. Advocate Paul Hoffman told the committee that neither the NPA nor the Hawks are truly independent, arguing both remain under executive control. Hoffman was the first member of the public to make a submission as the committee wraps up its inquiry into allegations raised by KZN Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi. He said corruption with impunity has left the criminal justice system dysfunctional and pointed Parliament to a constitutional court ruling calling for an independent corruption-fighting body.
The reason why there is so much corruption is that the executive branch of government has become corrupted in South Africa. There may be individual members of Parliament who are also corrupt in their various ways.
The cause of a fire at Paarl Provincial Hospital is under investigation after 3 floors were evacuated as a precaution today.
By midday, firefighters had successfully contained the blaze to the day hospital section, and all patients, staff and visitors were safely evacuated.
Early indications suggest the fire may have been started by an electric vehicle that caught alight near a parking area. We're constantly told that there's no money in the Gauteng Health Department. And then this, the department has rejected claims that it failed to spend its budget despite criticism from the DA over crumbling hospitals, staff shortages, unpaid supplies and equipment shortages. It says the last time it underspent was in the previous financial year and is now projecting an overspend of 1.2 billion in 2025-26.
This projected overspend is primarily driven by the following: the settlement of historical accruals, particularly for medicines, medical supplies and consumables, increased service demand across health facilities including higher patient volumes, cost pressures linked to medical consumables and services exceeding the inflation assumptions.
Good news for actors and performers. They could soon fall under full labour law protection.
This is the revolution we've been waiting for since 1994. And what distinguishes an industry from pastime or a hobby is regulation and recognition of worker rights.
Labour and Employment Minister Nkosazana Meth has published a notice to classify actors, performers and crew members as employees rather than independent contractors. Now, the move would bring workers in the film, TV and advertising industries under the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, giving them access to leave benefits, regulated working hours, overtime pay and protection from unfair dismissal. He became a monster. That's how NUMSA has described former Road Accident Fund CEO Collins Letswalo, telling Parliament his tenure was marked by a, quote, reign of terror against workers. The union says hundreds of claims handlers were suspended on spurious corruption allegations and later cleared at the CCMA, accusing management of scapegoating staff for systemic failures.
The only sense that I had, it's the ego of the individual that we were dealing with, who became a monster because he was abusive to workers.
NUMSA says many employees left through severance packages to escape the pressure. Now, 16 million rand has been allocated to contain the foot and mouth outbreak battering Gauteng. More than 286,000 vaccine doses have already been administered, with a further 90,000 on order from Botswana as the province grapples with one of the worst outbreaks in the country. Officials admit securing vaccines has been difficult, prompting an accelerated response. More than 261,000 animals have been affected in Gauteng, with the outbreak posing serious risks to trade, jobs and the livestock economy. Now, South Africa's tourism numbers are hitting record highs. The Tourism Department says the country welcomed more than 10 million international travellers between January and December last year. That's up nearly 18% on 2024. Tourism Minister Patricia de Lille was providing an update on the Tourism Growth Partnership Plan. It's meant to build on the momentum ahead of a busy events calendar, including the World Economic Forum Spring Meeting next year. If you want this news and more, don't forget to download the EWN app.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.